Hi everyone, hi from Spain, Mallorca, Spain. I just arrived here last night. We have a beautiful center here in Mallorca, and I'm just gonna be here for a few weeks before moving on to Holland. And this morning I want to explore this topic a little bit. What is it like to live a life that is guided by the Spirit? I do want to say that in truth we all are. We all live a life that is guided by the Spirit. It's only the only difference is in awareness, whether we perceive that, whether we have that assurance, whether our mind is relaxed and peaceful in that awareness, or we believe we're in control and we're planning and driving the life according to our own goal, and that will cause a lot of stress and a lot of lack of peace. So really, this inner work and this pathway is not really changing anything except this awareness that we have. So another word is, how do we live in this constant awareness that we are truly guided by a force that is only love. We're guided by only love and nothing else. How to live in that kind of awareness. I would say the one biggest contribution to that awareness is the invitation that we have in our mind for that awareness. That's why over the years, there are a lot of questions around how do I know whether the voice is the Holy Spirit's voice or my own ego's voice. It's a very valid question when we believe that we can still make wrong decisions if I listen to the wrong voice. The only consequence of listening to the wrong voice is peace of mind. That's the only consequence, and that's the only cost. So at one point you start to see that what is contributing to this awareness more than anything is this asking for guidance. Even if at the beginning we don't have this experience that everything is guided and we cannot make a mistake, then we ask from this place that, okay, I can make a wrong turn. I really need for help. I need help from someone a lot wiser, a lot more clear, someone who has a bigger picture that can guide my direction or my action or my thinking. It doesn't even matter, but the asking does bring some clarity to mind. It does bring a space, because the mind suddenly stops planning for itself and stops analyzing the pros and cons of each and every single perceived options that it comes up for its own. So when there is an asking, suddenly there is a moment of stopping. The mind is willing and is open to receive, and Spirit would rush in, because Spirit is always there and the answers are already provided, but we haven't heard. So that asking is extremely important, and over the years I realized it is actually more important than trying to figure out and analyzing whether this voice is the ego's voice or the Holy Spirit's voice, because that habit of asking itself brings me some kind of experience of peace. So over the years, because I ask, then I don't know whether I receive or not, then I will second guess, and then at some point I just thought I would just ask and trust. I ask and I trust my intention was pure, and I trust that Spirit answered already, and I trust that whatever I act from that place, from that intention of wanting to be guided, is enough to invite the awareness to do whatever it needs to do. So that actually kind of bring me into a very different place. I stopped analyzing, I stopped looking back, and I just went forward with that kind of trust, and gradually it really become a very easy way of living. Sometimes I clearly hear something that does not come from me. I know that, and it feels good to hear that, and sometimes it doesn't come through this clear stream of thoughts, but it doesn't even matter. My job is just to ask, and sometimes I would even lay out what I already come up with in mind, and just saying, it's all coming back to you. I kind of thought this would happen, but now it's all come back to you. I'm open to absolutely anything that you bring to my awareness. And with that openness and that desire to ask, I have this peace already, and I move forward with that kind of trust. And it just become more and more clear to me that the action itself cannot really be wrong. The guidance is not at the level of the action. The guidance is truly at the level of thinking, and the whole point of the guidance is to relinquish this habit of making decisions based on a so-called self-interest. So when we think we're this physical individual body, separate from absolutely everybody, and having a goal to achieve in this world, doesn't even matter what, even if it is not a grand goal, it still has a goal of survival, of health, of the most basic human needs. So that is a default position, some kind of foundational goal that is there, and then on top of that is a self-beneficial, self-interest, how to benefit the self, how to maximize the self-interest. So when we operate based on that realm, it just brings a lot of chaos and a lot of stress. Why? Because it goes the opposite direction of the thinking of the spirit. The spirit does not think like that. The spirit does not think how to maximize an individual self-interest. The spirit does not think that. The spirit wants you to realize there is no self-interest, and everybody are together, and to be aware of the love is to offer and to relax, and is to give. But that is, even giving is not a chore, is not a task, saying if you don't give, you're going to be punished. It's not that. It is just saying that you are in this vast, all-encompassing love, and you have absolutely everything, but you're the only one who don't know it. And to know it, then you have to open this awareness, to be open, to be led to this awareness. And the way to be led to this awareness is to give over what you feel valuable, you feel valuable, and you keep holding on to protect the unawareness, to protect this thing that goes totally opposite from realizing that you already have everything, you are everything. So not saying that self-interest is good or bad, it's just not real, and it is the opposite direction of realizing that we are everything, because it's the opposite direction. So everything that comes from that is to support that and defend that. And that's why our daily decision that is around a life that is individual and separate, about survival, about maximizing pleasure and pride of this individual self or the body, is in defense against love. So it is indeed the awareness and the thinking that needs to be worked on. So asking is a direct undoing of coming up with the plan based on this goal underneath it, and then trying to achieve something. So I would say the number one important aspect is the asking, and then trust your own intention in asking. Jesus also said that a lot of the times we plan first, we come up with an answer first, and then we ask, and that is not that's not easy. The easiest way is, once you realize you're in, you already are going toward that direction, you immediately stop and then ask and really trust that you have this intention. And I feel like I work on my intention when I pray and when I ask. I really see whether I have investment, and if I do, then I say that too. Okay, I feel I have this investment, and then I see whether I can truly let it go and say, but I'm open. Ultimately, I want to wake up, and that's all I want. I connect with that. Then I move forward with trust of my intention, and with trust that Spirit's answer is given to me. It's already given, whether I realize it consciously or not. So it's all about working with the purpose and working with the intention, and then move on with trust. So that's a very important aspect for me. So that's what I want to share with you today. Thank you for joining me in that.